Good afternoon po sa lahat. This is Sir Jude, and here are the video lectures for our past 2 days. I decided to re-record these specific lessons because I changed them drastically compared to the previous years. Kaya i-delete ko na lang po yung mga videos last year because hindi nyo na siya magagamit. Okay? So yesterday, we began our discussion about light. Okay? And saan nga po ba gawa ang light? Gawa po ang light sa tinatawag natin na photons. So, yung dust particles na nakikita nyo when you open a flashlight, no? And when you try to sway them away, those are photons and they are the discrete bundle of electromagnetic waves, no? So, before the classroom suspensions, because of the typhoon, the last topic that we discussed was about electromagnetic waves, and there were seven. And beginning this lesson until our final lesson in second quarter, we will now be focusing exclusively on the visible spectrum. Okay? So let's analyze one of the properties of light waves or the visible spectrum. So the yellow curvy arrows represent light waves. Can light travel with and without a medium involved? So as we can see, in the medium, specifically glass, and without a medium which is vacuum, light can travel with and without a medium. But of course, there is a difference when it comes to their speed. So light travels faster in vacuum because there are no molecules or hurdles to overcome compared to when light passes through glass when we're in it has to encounter several compact solid molecules before it reaches the other end of the glass. Okay? Ngayon. So, during your ADM, I asked two questions to you. So, is black a color and is white a color? And during our discussion yesterday, I asked someone to demonstrate using our simulation. Hindi ko na ito-play this time around. So, is black a color? So, the answer is no, because when we say black, we are referring to absence of color, making the word black synonymous as colorless. Okay? Because judging by the person, no, wala siya nakikitang, uh, he's not blind, but wala siya nakikitang ibang color because nothing was presented, uh, presented to her. Okay? By contrast, the answer to the question is white a color? The answer is yes, no? Because when you combine, when you mix red light, green light, and blue light together, no, they form color white. So basically, white is a combination of red plus green plus blue. Okay? So now, let's analyze some objects and why do they appear in their respective colors. So let's start with the first object. Why is the cheese color yellow? So remember, our natural source of light is the sun, wherein its white lights can be dispersed into RGB, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet, no? But ang nakikita lang ng ating eyes is color yellow. So why is it? Why is it like that? Because out of all the seven colors of the visible spectrum, red, orange, green, blue, indigo, and violet were absorbed while yellow was reflected. So whenever you see an object and a certain color does not manifest in it, that means that color was absorbed. And if that object manifests a certain color, then that color was reflected. Okay? So, one of the questions that we ask ourselves probably in childhood, bakit nga ba green or berde ang dahon? No? That's because the absorbed colors were red, orange, yellow, blue, indigo, and violet, while the reflected one is green, obviously. Okay? Next po, why are the grapes color violet? Focus on the fruit, not on the tiny branches and the leaves, no? That's because the colors absorbed were red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and indigo, while the color reflected is violet. Okay, let's have more examples. So how about black, white, and gray? Okay, so let's start with shoes, no? So for shoes, obviously, the color, or rather, it's black, or rather, it's colorless because all colors of the visible spectrum were absorbed, while only nothing was reflected at all, making the pair of shoes appear black or colorless. By contrast, we have the clouds, and clouds are usually white. That's because the clouds didn't absorb anything while it reflected everything. So making black and white antithesis to each other. Okay? And our gray representative is a trio of hollow blocks, no? So for gray, usually, no, people say that gray is a combination of black and white, no? And while that's normally true, in this case, so how do we answer which colors are absorbed or reflected in color gray? So if uh, the hollow block absorbed some portion of the Roy G wave but only faded, and also reflected some portion or some components of the Roy G wave but also faded as well. Kaya siya color gray. Okay? So, ayan. How about naman the non-Roy-G-Biv colors? So, for non-Roy-G-Biv colors, for the chocolate, we have brown. For the lipstick, we have pink. And for the Among Us character here, we have color cyan, which is a combination of blue and green. For pink, we have combination of red and white. Tapos for brown, we have combination of several colors such as red, orange, and yellow. By the way, when I say combination, I'm talking about combination of lights, ha? Not combination of pigments or paints, no? That's not the topic of our lesson because nakafocus tayo sa visible spectrum. Light, ilaw, hindi pintura. Okay? So how about these types of colors, the non-regular colors? As we mentioned, I only put selected complex colors here because to be honest, when I research the specifically absorbed and reflected colors, no, some details are contrasting. Kaya it's really hard to pin down the exact colors absorbed and exact colors reflected. Kaya we decided on selected complex colors na lang. So don't worry because in your exams, I will not be incorporating non-Rorgev colors. Alright? So as you can see, kung babalikan natin, if the color doesn't manifest on an object that was absorbed, while if the color manifested on an object that color was reflected. And that's the first property and the most memorable property of light, that's reflection. When we say reflection, it refers to bouncing off of light when it strikes an object. So our source of light, naturally we have the sun, and we have several artificial sources of light, no? The light waves that they emit, they bounce through the object, and with the object, it directs the bounce light wave to our eyes, allowing us to see several objects. Okay? So of course, kapag blind ka, no, kapag bulag ka, your eyes cannot perceive several colors. And also kapag color blind ka, some colors, you're unable to see some of the colors because there are some aspects in your eye that cannot perceive several wavelengths. Kaya hindi siya nag-reflect as it is sa point of view mo. Okay? So let's differentiate the reflections of mountains in each water surface. So on the left, because we have a smooth water surface, we can observe that the reflection of the mountain is identical to its actual um, feature. While on the right picture, no, that mountain, because of the wavy water surface, is kind of blurry or hazy or indecipherable, no? When you compare it to the actual mountain itself. Okay? So, we have two types of reflections. Let's start with specular reflection, wherein it refers to even reflections formed by even reflective surfaces. Normally, kapag smooth or flat, or not moving, especially kapag liquids. Okay? While for the right picture, that represents diffuse reflection, no? So, uneven reflections formed by uneven reflective surfaces. Kapag liquid po, usually moving, or in other cases naman po kapag solid ang reflective surface, they are usually rough, or have different texture, or coarse, ano pa ba, bumpy, cracked, or distorted. Okay? So, let's predict the type of reflection each dry car side mirror will produce and justify why. So, on the top left, we have the broken car side mirror, while on the bottom left, we have the unbroken car side mirror. So, for the broken side mirror, the reflection will be diffused because of its uneven, cracked, distorted, or rough reflective surface, no? While for the next image, the unbroken side mirror will produce specular reflections because of its even or flat or smooth reflective surface. So, bakit natin siya pinag-aaralan? So, specifically for cars, no? Siyempre, iba ang advantage kapag unbroken ang side mirror because for safety purposes, lalo na if you have oncoming vehicles behind you, no? Then, therefore, makikita mo ng maayos yung nasa paligid mo or nasa likod mo. Okay, compared kapag sira-sira or pira-piraso ang iyong car side mirror. Okay, that may cause some confusion. Now, so how do we able to see some objects? That's because of mirrors. And what do mirrors allow us to see? So mirrors are reflective objects that produce images via reflections. Okay, so for this week and the next one, we will be tackling three types of mirrors. But since yesterday, I already introduced to you the first one, which is called plane. At kaya tinawag yan na plane because they are flat. Okay? So for the next two types of mirrors, sa next week ko na lang po i-reserve yung mga yun. Right? Okay. So, kagaya nito, dito sa slide na to, you have one cylindrical object and when we have two mirrors, they give three reflections. So how is that possible? That some mirrors, just like the GIF on the left, only one type of image lang, like specifically one type of image lang ang binibigay. But for the one on the right, you can have multiple or even infinite reflections. Okay? So that's because the power of multiple reflections, specifically with two plane mirrors. Okay? And the goal of this lesson is to determine the number of reflections by two plane mirrors when the angle between them is from 20 up until 180. So yesterday there was another demonstration, no? I asked some students to reorient the angle of the mirrors, uh, especially the values in red, 20, 40, 60, 90, 180. So for those who weren't able to witness them, okay, ito po ang multiple reflections. So let's start with 20 first. Okay. So discounting this orange circle at the very center, no, surrounded by the two mirrors, because it is the object, it is not the reflection. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, a total of 17 reflections. Okay. While as we widen the angle, so 40 degrees, you are now left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 reflections. Okay. Gawin nating 60. Okay. So for 60, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 reflections. Okay. Next one is 90. Okay. For 90, you have 1, 2, 3 reflections. And lastly, we have 180, which it can only give us only one reflection. Probably the narrowest angle that two plane mirrors can yield, no? Okay. So based on the demonstration, so ayan no. So if the angle between two plane mirrors is 20 degrees, there will be 17 reflections. If the angle between them is 40 degrees, there will be 8 reflections. If the angle between them is 60 degrees, you will have 5 reflections. For 90 degrees, 3 reflections. And for 180 degrees, you have only 1 reflection left. Okay? So in your activity, in your upcoming activities and examinations, I will not allow you to use the Java Lab obviously. And of course, no, hindi naman ako magbibitbit ng dalawang plane mirror sa classroom. So, how do we determine the number of reflections formed by two plane mirrors? What do? We use the reflection equation. So don't worry when it comes to the problem solving in this lesson because this one is so chill and so fast compared to our problem solving when it comes to wavelength, frequency, and energy, no, wherein we use multiple operations and even scientific notation. Napakasimple lang po ng mga numbers na gagamitin natin. Napakabilis lang po i-solve. So the reflection equation is R equals 360 degrees divided by theta minus 1, wherein R is the number of reflections, while theta is the angle between two plane mirrors. Okay? So let's solve for the remaining angles. Yan. So for 30 degrees, no, you have R equals 360 divided by 30 minus 1. That will give you 11 reflections. For 45 degrees, you have R equals 360 divided by 45 degrees minus 1. That will give you 7 reflections. For 50 degrees, you have R equals 360 degrees divided by 50 degrees minus 1. That will give you 6.2 reflections. I will put an asterisk on this one because there is something special about this value, no? So for the first time, we encountered a value that is not exactly a whole number, but a number with a decimal point. Okay? So for 100 degrees, you have R equals 360 divided by 100 minus 1. That will give us 2.6. And finally, for 120 degrees, that will be R equals 360 divided by 120 minus 1. That will give us 2 exact reflections. Okay? So I will put also another asterisk with 100 degrees because, again, hindi po whole number ang lumabas. So, when we look ourselves in the mirror, whether isa lang yung reflection natin or multiple ang reflections natin, it is impossible for us to find 0.2 reflections or 0.6 reflections. Our final answer must be in whole numbers. Okay, so how do we do that? Okay, so remember 6.2, the next the next lower whole number to it is 6, while the next higher whole number to it is 7. So because we have 6.2 already, we understood that 6 images already formed, while the 7th image is yet to be formed. So instead of reporting the answer 6.2, you will report 6 reflections for 50 degrees. Okay? So, for 2.6 naman, yung 100 degrees, no? The next lower number to 2.6 is 2. And the nearest higher whole number to it is number 3. Okay? So, because it is already 2.6, we understood that 2 images were already formed, while the third image is yet to be formed. So, instead of reporting the answer as 2.6, you have to report the answer as simply number 2. Okay? This is not the case of rounding up or rounding down. It's the case of choosing the number of images that were already formed. Okay? Kaya between the lower whole number and the higher whole number, we always choose the lower whole number. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay? Ayan. Erase ko lang po yung mga calculations. Ayun. So, what happens nga ba to the number of reflections formed when the angle between the two plane mirrors increases or widens? So, from 20 degrees with 17 reflections to 180 degrees with only one reflection left, no? The number of reflections decreases. Bumababa. Okay? On the other hand, no? From 180 degrees with only one reflection back to 20 degrees with 17 reflections, if the angle between the two plane mirrors decreases or narrows down, therefore the number of reflections increases. And speaking of increasing number of reflections, no? Syempre, siguro at some point in our life, our we encountered infinite reflections to the point that we're able to count the exact number of reflections we have in front of two plane mirrors. So, how can we produce infinite reflections using two plane mirrors? The simple answer is we orient the mirrors parallel to each other facing their reflective sides. Exactly parallel. Kasi kung angled yan, then therefore, hindi na magiging infinite yung bilang ng reflections natin. Okay? So, ito. So, challenge. Let's prove the emergence of infinite reflections using the reflection equation. Okay? So with two plane mirrors parallel to each other, their theta or angle is equivalent to 0 degrees. No? Wala silang angle at all, kaya 0 degrees. And if we substitute 0 degrees to the reflection equation, we have R equals 360 degrees divided by 0 degree minus 1. And of course, any number that we divide to 0 will give us math error or syntax error because it's uncountable anymore. It's infinite. Okay? Ayan. So the actual number of images will be undefined or infinite. Ayan. Okay? So speaking of practical applications of infinite reflections, no? Pang optical illusion lang ba sila kagaya ng makikita natin sa amusement parks or um and other visually entertaining artistic places, no? So let's take for example barbershops or salons. Bakit nga po ba dapat infinite ang reflections natin do? Is it for aesthetic purposes? So for practical purposes, no, as human beings, we don't see the back of our body. So para makita natin kung tama ba or pantay o maganda yung pagkakagupit sa atin ng barbero, then therefore, one practical way is to face two plane mirrors parallel to each other. Yan. So, other advantages of infinite reflections, you'll have a comprehensive view of objects. You see objects far from you. You see objects behind you for optical entertainment and even security purposes. Okay? So I apologize if there's too much juggling of lessons yesterday because remember that we had subsequent consecutive classroom suspensions. Now we had to cram and even condense some topics. That's why I made this video. Okay? So this is my first video lecture for this week. Stay tuned for the next one.